Plaintiff Diamond Kamara has always loved fashion, and now she owns a boutique and enjoys hosting fashion shows. Diamond claims the defendant answered an ad to model in one of Diamond's fashion shows, but she did nothing but disrupt the event. So Diamond's suing for a venue deposit and defamation of character. Defendant Anita Jones says Diamond was nothing but a disorganized mess, and it's her fault that the show was a disaster. Anita claims on the night of the show, Diamond didn't show up with the clothes until 2.5 hours into the event. And she's countersuing for ticket refunds and emotional distress.
Start with you.
Okay. Your Honor, I have a boutique, family boutique, love fashion, been into fashion since birth. I have had several fashion shows
since
before.
Birth?
Yeah, baby. Baby playing with fashion stuff or whatever.
You knew how to dress yourself?
Just basically select what I want to wear.
As of what age?
As of, I say 2 or 3. Yeah, I picked out what I wanted to wear. I'm like, no, my 13-month-old does right now, like as far as what they want to wear. It was up to my parents whether they want to let me wear it, but I could say no or yes to what I wanted to have on.
Okay, go ahead.
But I've had several fashion shows before. This one was supposed to be a basically spring 411. I put an ad out on Craigslist, for aspiring models to respond. Ms. Joseph respond. The contract is stated that all the models are supposed to have a pre-sale. You basically have to pre-sale the tickets. If you sell less than 10 tickets, you won't have a chance to participate on the show, but you will also get commission for your ticket sale. You won't get to model.
How much?
Your commission will be 20% commission.
How much were the tickets?
The tickets were $10 a piece.
All right.
She agreed to the terms, and also in the terms I said, you also get to get professional pictures because I also paid for advertisement. We were supposed to have a fit-in on April 10th, which was the day before the show. There was a thunderstorm in Georgia that day, so I basically she emailed me, and I respond back to her email saying, unfortunately, we won't be able to meet up on the 10th of April, but if you come in early on the day of the show, which is April 11th, you get your makeup done, and at that point, you get your fit-in. Everything will go as planned. She got her makeup done about 7:30, 7:15. The makeup artist was still doing her makeup. One of the models drove my assistant, which is Jody here, to pick up the clothes. From previous shows, normally the models either tend to steal the clothes or walk out with the clothes. So I wasn't going to have my clothes there while everything is not ready yet.
Who are they modeling? Thug outfits or something?
Just dresses. Dresses. They model dresses.
We're not there.
Did she steal from you?
No, she didn't even get to try any of the dresses on.
Why?
Because none of the dresses fit.
She didn't like them.
No, because none of the dresses fit, number one. I got there
Let me hear your background.
I got there at 4 o'clock. Mind you, the show is supposed to start at 6 o'clock. Showtime was from 6 to 10.
You have something you're looking for?
I do have the ticket. It clearly reads 6 to 10.
Let's see it, please.
She never showed anybody or told anything other than what it says, 6 to 10. So
Okay.
I showed up at 3:30. 6 o'clock, we haven't even did a rehearsal yet. People are starting to come in the venue who came out to support us, to whom we sold our tickets to. Her assistant here has us walking through in our street clothes in front of the guests for this quick rehearsal. In front of the guests.
What time?
This right now is bad. This was about 6 o'clock now. Okay, but after that, still no diamond, still no clothes. At this point, it's 7 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. Still no diamond, still no clothes.
No, that's a complete lie, Your Honor.
What time did you get there?
I got there, the dresses was there at 7 o'clock.
The dresses were not there at
8:40.
You got there at 8:40?
No.
Who was responsible for coordinating the show?
I have my assistant there, I have a choreographer, and I have a paid
Did the
event
models
planner.
know who they were to answer to?
Yes, my assistant. The
What
models.
was your role exactly?
My role was to come in and give them their commission, pay out whoever was supposed to pay out, see the show itself, which wasn't supposed to start till about 8:30.
You had nothing to do with the production of the
Right,
show.
because I hired the event planner.
All right. What time did the rehearsal occur?
The rehearsal occurred about when they started rehearsing, and mind you, there was a VIP room where
Just get right to that.
Okay.
Yeah, don't try to think of a time.
No,
Just tell me.
the rehearsal starts about 6:30, 6:15.
That's what time it started?
Right, that's when they started rehearsing.
What are you
Right.
suing for, ma'am? Let's get to the lawsuit.
She basically went ahead and told everybody that I wasn't coming. This is after I had a conversation with her
What
on the
time did
phone.
she tell them that?
She told them at 7:30 that I wasn't coming.
It's your show. It starts at 6 o'clock. You're not there by 7:30. I'd have told people I don't think you're coming either.
The show itself was supposed to start
What
at
time
8:30.
did you tell her you were coming?
I told her I would be there. The dresses were there. I told her I don't have to be there because I have my assistant.
You just double talked. You just said, I told her I would be there, and I told her I don't have to be there.
No, this is when we had an
How did she defame you, ma'am? She told people you weren't coming. What else?
And she told people it's a scam. My fashion show is a scam. That she heard before that I've canceled my show before, and as long as she's here, she's gonna put up a blog saying that my fashion shows is basically
Did she put
a scam.
something up? Now you're getting to a defamation suit. Let's see some blog she put up criticizing you.
When I came out there, she was telling them in front of me.
Okay, but if she told them that, obviously she did it too.
Right. Did I?
Hello?
I didn't see a blog.
Okay, do you have any evidence that she did these things?
I have witnessed her telling the audience.
You have your assistant who ran it?
Yes, and I have a statement from the venue owner.
Okay.
Telling her, explaining, giving her details of
she defamed you. That's what this statement is? All right. Ma'am, what do you want to tell me?
I went to the audience for the people who came out to see, to tell them to please hold on, that, I'm so sorry because everybody's restless and everybody's waiting for the show to go on. I never told anybody that it was a scam. I told Diamond to her face that, I felt like it was a scam, that we just paid you your money, yet a fashion show never happened. Diamond didn't show up till 9:30, but this is supposed to be your show. We didn't have a proper fitting. We didn't have a proper rehearsal. So at around about 8:30, my witness here took it upon her.
Ma'am, you said this letter would show me some type of defamation. Read it to me. Read the defamation. Defamation is something she told to a third party, knowing that it was untrue, in effort to hurt your reputation.
Okay, she became very loud and I could not calm her down. And so I escorted. She was escorted. She was saying foul languages, yelling inside of the establishment.
Where's the defamation that you handed me the letter and said, read it? It's not in there. So you tried to perpetrate a fraud against me.
No, I'm not.
She done went from y'all to me.
It was.
I'm a little better than you at this.
I'm glad.
Go ahead. No, I'll let her finish. I heard what you said. Go ahead.
So around 8:30, my witness here decided to take upon herself to say, okay, we got to do something, because her assistant was on the phone the whole time trying to direct somebody to get here with the clothes, because at this point we had no clothes to wear. People in the audience were getting frustrated.
Yes. Let me hear from her. She keeps motioning.
Please.
Come on up. State your name.
My name is Jody.
What do you want to tell me?
I go by the name Jody. Okay. I got to the venue around 5:30.
What was your role?
I was to make sure the models were dressed, their makeup was done, and also to make sure there was a run through for the show, as in, rehearsal. Rehearsal.
All this in a half hour.
All right. About the 6 o'clock. The reason why we say 6 through 10, the show is only for an hour. We do a mixer for 2 hours because normally our guests arrive late. And then another hour prior to after the show for, drinks.
I'm with you now. This says Spring Fashion Show. Showtime.
Right.
6 p.m.
That's exactly what.
Didn't say anything about a mixer. Didn't say anything. It says showtime.
Exactly.
6 p.m.
Exactly.
Now you tell me. You got there at 5:30, 1/2 hour before the show.
Yana, please. If I may add, when you normally book the club, I'm pretty sure it's for 4 hours. My show was not going to start with 10 models. If the show starts at 6 o'clock, by 6:30, the show would have been over with. Everybody would have.
So you lied to the people?
No, I had entertainment that was at 7.
But you said showtime. You didn't say anything about entertainment.
And that's the only time
you
I
said
knew about.
Showtime, 6 o'clock.
Right.
Your counterclaim for $1,500 is for what?
For the tickets for the ticket money that I sold, because Diamond, the very first thing she did, she called over the phone, make sure you get everybody's money before they can participate. That was the very first order of business before anything. So basically, she got our money and took our money for a show that never went on. And at the end of the night,
the show never occurred?
The show never occurred. I was never in it.
Were you told why?
Because there were no dresses for me to model. Because my assistant,
how about the other people?
She made a show at the end.
Did anybody request their money back from the show?
Yes. Because the show never went on.
How do you know everybody did?
Well, my guests and her guests were like, well, are we going to be able to get our money back?
Did you give them their money back?
No.
So why aren't they here to sue her then?
Well, that's
she owes them. She doesn't know you.
I had one guest that came out to support me. Okay. But
You had one guest, and now you want all the money from the show.
Your Honor, I had to put the rest of the money in order to participate in the show. I put the rest of the money together.
How much?
It was a total of $110.
All right.
The other 4 were from people who either donated because they couldn't be there, and my guest that was there.
All right.
My witness here took her at about 8:30 to go get some dresses. She came back with about 5 dresses.
All right. Did she have clothes to model?
Yes, Your Honor. She looked at the dress and she said she does not want
Oh, what?
She looked at the dress. She basically like
she said what? I don't want to wear it. Same thing you've been doing since you were 3 years old?
Right. And that's exactly. Yeah, that's exactly.
You've been doing it since 3. She got a right to do it.
Right, she did, but when she was hired to basically model.
How does she owe you for the venue deposit? That's another part of
Because she said she had one guest. She went out and basically talked to the whole crowd.
I did not have evidence of that today.
I was there, Your
She wasn't there.
She had to tell her.
She wasn't even there because I was trying to find clothes.
I arrived at 8:40 and the dress was already there.
It was already underway, Your Honor. The performers were just done and
You
the
want to
first
speak?
model.
Come on up. State your name.
Because this is ridiculous. Judge Mathis,
Yes,
I'm
state your
Shantia Bennett.
name.
I'm also an aspiring model or whatever. I've done a lot of shows. I've participated in a lot of photo shoots, and this was the worst of the worst, okay?
Right, because of that.
Me being the nice person I am, I jumped in my car. You, Jody, I offered, when I heard you arguing on the phone with Diamond about the clothes not being there, you sent somebody out who was from Florida who didn't know where they was going.
To me.
Okay, who didn't know where they were going. Okay, so I offered to take her to get the clothes. Diamond gave her instruction to go to these ghetto raggedy apartments to get some clothes. I sat in my car while she went upstairs. She came downstairs with these balled up dresses that were thin, that was supposed to be, according to her ad, supposed to be Dolce Gabbana, Gucci, and Vera Wang. None of that was Dolce Gabbana or nothing. I mean, they looked like they were straight out of Rainbow. I mean, they weren't pressed.
Because that's where you shop at.
They weren't pressed. They had a foul smell to them, and they looked like they had been worn. And then to add to that, Judge Mathis, to add to that, it was only like 5 or 6 dresses, and it was like 15 models.
Right.
Everything you've said, in my opinion, has been either misleading or you carried out your duties in a negligent way. Yes. You say you didn't get there at 5:30. It starts at 6. You're responsible for the rehearsal. You're responsible for everybody's makeup. You're responsible for wardrobe. Now, when that doesn't happen, just because she complains to you all about the disorganization of what's going on, now you want to say she ran everybody off. You handed me a letter alleging that letter will state that she defamed you. So you misled me. For those reasons, I'm dismissing your claim. I will grant you your refund, ma'am, of $110. Have a good day. 110 to the defendant.
She basically is a Amazon model with a Naomi Campbell attitude. Basically. She basically tried to attack a 19-year-old, and I'm pretty sure she's in her 30s. Somebody she's old enough to be their mother. She basically tried to attack her because she was unhappy with the situation. And normally when you are hired to do a certain job, if you are booked for 7 hours, regardless of what you do within the 7 hours,
I know how
you
it works.
obviously
You need to go back to
with
the
that
book.
attitude that you
need
have,
to go back
you
to
would
the
not
drawing
have
board.
any type
The
of
judge
show
saw
whatsoever.
the judge saw right through her.
you, right?
So that
but she
says
wanted
enough.
to have $1,500 additional for emotional distress. You caused the
You
emotional
suing me
distress.
for a venue deposit. I'm just a mere
because
participant.
you are,
No, I didn't.
No, you're not a participant. You basically distract the whole show. You
I
caused the
didn't.
failure.
You know.